Australia is crazy though. The animals there, man.
I know.
Spiders like this big. You know?
Really this big?
Yeah, bro. I saw a picture. It was a spider
This
like
big?
the size of a pizza.
What the heck?
I mean, and it was crawling up a tree. I'm like, it's bigger than the tree.
Dude, I've never even seen that.
Yeah.
Bro, if I saw that, I would just
Bro, hell
shit
no.
my pants.
I mean,
Like-
I'm okay with bugs, you know? Like,
Mhm.
okay, I see a spider. Oh, cool. I don't want to go touch it, obviously.
Yeah.
But, oh, cool. I'm not going to
And pretty much
say,
everything's
oh,
like kind of poisonous. Like,
yeah, but
you never
everything
know.
is just, nah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sound 14 podcast. Today, got my friend Michael here. It's been a minute.
Been a fucking long time, dog.
I mean, I haven't seen you since, seen you at all. Like, just this podcast alone, I
Yeah.
haven't seen you at all for, over a year.
It's been over you, man.
Yeah.
Fucking a whole state away, man.
Yeah. How's it been, though? Like, the Arizona, I know, for those, you're repping it right there.
Arizona?
I didn't even see that shit. Like,
Yeah,
you
dude,
have
U of A,
Arizona.
man. Arizona's definitely, it's different than, totally different than California. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Still has the palm trees. It's like a Hawaiian t-shirt.
Yeah, dude, it's a Hawaiian t-shirt, but
Yeah.
you know how many beaches are in Arizona, man?
I don't think there are any.
No, it's zero.
Zero. They have lakes though, right? They have
like one lake, because it's all, dude, Arizona's all desert, man.
really?
It's like lake, you know.
I think it's Havasu. Is that
Yeah.
Havasu?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Havasu, that's it.
Yeah,
But
I
that's
heard.
like on the border of California.
I heard recently. Like I saw on. I forget what app I saw this on. I think it's Twitter or some shit. I
Yeah.
saw this person. There was some lake in Utah, right? And they're in a severe drought too. Just
Well, I
'cause-
mean, Lake Mead in Las Vegas.
yeah. That's
the
what I
one
think
behind
it
the
is.
Hoover
Like
Dam. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nevada.
they're showing like the levels are
All-time
so low. Yeah.
all time low. Yeah,
I-
I mean, the good
Why do you
news-
think that is? Like just.
climate change?
I know a climate change, but
I mean, human caused climate change.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
the only,
but do you think it's
and the amount of people that live in. I mean, Phoenix is like
plus it's a
five-
desert
Phoenix
and shit.
and Las Vegas. I remember going to Las Vegas when I was growing up, because my family's from Las
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. Not that many. Even my mom grew up in Las Vegas, right? She's like,
Yeah.
it used to just be the strip and like a couple houses around it.
Yeah,
Massive.
now it's pretty big.
Phoenix, massive. I mean, Tucson, right?
I- and they built it in the basically like you mentioned, the desert.
It's
and
the desert.
no other human, like before this time, no human would pick that place ever
I
to
mean,
like
there was
just
like the Native Americans, but they won't like. There's like 5 or 6 million people who live in Phoenix.
yeah.
Compared to what, like maybe the biggest village being like 200 people.
I know, and they would most likely pick a place where it's near the water.
Yeah, they have like
Right,
a
like,
stream. or
That's like a
whatever.
basic human or like
Uh-huh.
animal need is water and and like good climate,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah, but a little stream isn't gonna. Yeah, that no. So the history of Vegas though is there was this it's a spring,
it's
it's on a
built.
spring.
Oh, okay,
right?
so that's how they get their
That's how
main
they
water.
got used to get that water. Now it comes from Lake Mead,
Oh,
but
okay.
Lake Mead is obviously there's barely anything left.
There's barely So
Like-
that's where Lake Mead is, the Hoover Dam. Like,
Yeah, that's behind Hoover Dam.
behind
Yeah.
it. Oh, okay.
It's like a big. It's like one of the biggest lakes, like
I know.
man-made lakes.
I've been there. I've been to Hoover Dam a few times, and every time I've seen it, the water level has been
Just
pretty.
dropping.
Yeah, like I haven't been there in like 5 years.
It's
So
been a while for me.
Yeah.
It's got to be like 5-6 years.
yeah, so that shit is crazy though. And what if the water runs out completely? What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't.
They're
know,
gonna have to
man.
move.
It's gonna
bro.
be
Like,
pretty
they're
bad.
gonna-
I mean, the good news is I've been keeping up with, Tucson weather and stuff.
Mhm. Oh yeah,
Arizona has got a good monsoon
Yeah.
season, so it's monsoon season in Arizona now.
really.
So they got in a lot of rain, but a lot of flash floods.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. So hopefully they kept the water though. Like if you don't just let that water.
They do have a lot of water catching stuff, but
Yeah.
it's Arizona.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I over here, I was in a geology class my freshman year,
Oh yeah.
and the professor, I forget the exact geological like category that he teaches, but it's a lot to do with water.
Yeah.
And he's saying in Orange County, a lot of the water is they keep the water, like the groundwater, whatever it rains, or like all the water we use in toilets and sinks and irrigation. Our water companies, like the people who give us water, like they try to sanitize as much of it as possible. Reclaim it. There's all these different ways so that
this is the only way you can live in the desert. Yeah, and
we in California don't have that much water every year either. So to maintain the lifestyle you want, like people here, there's golf courses and shit. Yeah, you need the water.
You should not. Most golf courses shouldn't be surviving, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's just no reason.
It's probably because of like these water companies are doing this, like the minimal thing you could do as humans is like kind of reclaiming the water, like you said, and like sanitizing it and reusing it.
Yeah,
because I mean, of course, all the water is here. Like the earth has water and anybody could use it. It just has transferred to different parts of the world. And
it goes to the ocean, and once it goes to the ocean, it's
salt water. Yeah,
and you can't drink that. Now you can get forget what plant it is, what it's called. You can make a plant like they did in San Diego. They have a plant, a desalination plant
that takes the
salt out of the bottle in its drinking bottle. But the problem is what do you do with all that salt? You can't put it back in the ocean because then it makes the bottle too salty. And you kill
there's
like all the fish.
The plants are near the ocean water?
Yeah, they're on the ocean.
Oh, okay.
Right. So they desalinate. So you're in such a conundrum.
I mean, they could use it for sea salt, like cooking shit.
I mean, but that's you know how much like ocean water they have to use and then desalinate it and then put it back in.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's a problem, definitely.
We always have, like as human beings, we've always gone through shit like this, and we've always tried to engineer our way out of it, like in any way. Like that's all it has been.
But here's the problem: is you need a government that believes in science and engineering. You know, you can't.
Do you think this government doesn't care as much? Or
I think the Biden administration did. The Trump administration, not so much. They won't.
What are they doing right now? Like,
well, I mean, with the new infrastructural bill is definitely introducing a lot of the clean energy. Stuff, which I'm a big proponent for, you know.
Yeah, like
it doesn't like you can buy an electric Tesla all you want, but the electric to your house, only 20% of it comes from clean energy.
Yeah, I think so.
So
and
all the rest comes from oil.
What's the most oil?
Oil. That's all. It's the big plants you see in Long Beach. You know, it's all oil.
Yep.
So they refine it and then they turn it into electricity.
And like I think the biggest problem is not that we use the oil, it's because we use too much of it. We rely on it solely for cars and everything else. We use that much, and at least right now we're transitioning into more like sustainable wind energy
power,
resources,
solar power.
Yeah,
you know, even other people on the cutting edge of making nuclear power plants and stuff like that. You know,
do you think that's going to be the next big energy source?
I think that they're going to try to work on solar and wind power.
More than nuclear?
Yeah, more than nuclear probably. Just because it's so much safer in theory.
Does the nuclear, I don't know if you know this, but like, and I'm just asking because I don't know, but does the nuclear energy, like power plant, like does one power plant equal how many like solar panels, like how much?
I have no clue on that.
Does that
data? Okay. I don't even know how much a nuclear power plant could power. Yeah. I assume probably most of a city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's
because right now, if they could do it efficiently or as efficiently as they do with oil, then it would be a better option.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I mean, also you look at going back to the Hoover Dam. That's also another power source. Yeah. You know, they power Las Vegas and Phoenix and all that stuff gets their power from the Hoover Dam. Yeah. But they might shut that down because the water level's so low. So again, guess what you're gonna have to do? Pull more oil to get more electric. So you just go in this big, circle, and it's like, how do you break it?
I don't know how.
I don't know either. I'm not paid to do that. So
yeah, I mean, I think right now they're just either they know what they're doing and they know how to solve it and they don't have the money, or they don't know what they're doing and they don't have the money, or something's up.
It's money. It's a lot of it is money and funding.
Yeah.
You know, the infrastructural bill is, every American is for that infrastructural bill.
What does it entail, if you know?
So I just know the basics of it. Again,
we're just talking like we're not like any politicians or some shit.
No, you had to vote for my bill upcoming.
For your knowledge, that's all it is.
Obviously those bridges collapsing all over the place, all over the country. Bridges are rusting.
Really?
Yeah, because they're from like the 80 years old.
Damn.
Some of them like 100 years old. These
and
bridges.
they're just collapsing.
And they collapse
natural
and they kill
causes.
people. Yeah, because of erosion. Erosion. It gets you eventually. So bridges collapsing, train tracks. It's taking, these, trains to go. Can't go on some of these train tracks. You see the roads here in LA. They're destroyed. Destroyed. But, they have a new infrastructural bill, and that's what that's going to solve. But also some of it needs to go into clean energy and stuff like that, because that's what you need.
And they should like try to improve it, like not just like fix whatever's broken, but the people 80 years ago, like you said, they tried to like think about the future and what do we need to do now so that people in the future can
and then
grow.
We lost that,
right? So all we've been doing now is just like defending what we have and not really growing anything different. Like
the generations kind of just worry about themselves, and worry about the future generation. Nobody thought about these gas burning engines and how much the pollution would be, but also these big businesses and big corporations lied to them. You know what I mean? They lied to the people and said, "Oh, don't worry about it. You can." Same thing with the opioids. They lied. It's not addicting, or it's not a bad problem. It's okay. We can dump all this ooze and toxic waste into the river that feeds the local town. It won't cause any problems. So now you have, kids that have defects in their bone. Higher autism rates, higher cancer rates.
Yeah. And you can't even do anything about it. Like it's just there.
Can't do anything. It's just there. Once the waste is there, it's there. You had to put a bunch of money into cleaning up. So it's a money problem. It always goes back to money, and it goes back to big business. It's greedy corporations.
And now it's not even like affecting like just us. It's like affecting the entire world. Like I don't even know if the U.S. is the biggest contributor. There's probably other countries.
The U.S. is a major contributor to the carbon problem, right? Which it affects everybody. China's a big contributor. India is a big contributor. All these. Because China is just coming into the like industrial revolution, is happening right now. Because China was in the past, literally, 50 years ago.
Yeah, they were communists and Mao Zedong. I did a fucking history report on that.
I remember that, dude.
I was like, this man killed a bunch of people just by starving them. Like.
But he made them. The funny thing is, he made them grow food, but they weren't growing it correctly, so they all stalled. And died.
Yeah, they grew it right, but then the soil itself got
destroyed.
Shit. It was terrible.
So then people died from mass starvation.
And then now you look at China, and it's crazy. It's probably I haven't been to China.
I've never been to China, but so I
hear about it and I see it on the news or like whatever people are talking about it, and it seems like they're doing really well. Like
I don't like the Chinese government. So
yeah.
I don't want to shut your podcast down.
They can't do shit, bro. This is America.
Bro, say fucking Taiwan's a country and they're gonna come in and shut down your podcast now. The Chinese government.
No. I don't even know if the podcast goes to
China. No.
Goes to China. If you're listening from China,
hello.
Yeah. Much love to you guys. If you're out there, I don't know. Stay safe. I don't know what you got going on.
Yeah. No, it's cool to see all this, industry and brand new products and everything. Like I like to think railway wall just, 50 years ago, just the generation before us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
40 years ago, 20 years ago, even.
Yeah.
Look at when you were born. You know what I mean? There was no iPhone.
Yeah.
That was an iPhone. And the iPhone is literally the size of a supercomputer back in, the 80s.
I know.
It has the same computing, if not better. You know what I mean?
And it's getting, like, the advancement keeps on coming every year. Like, the chips are getting smaller with more power, and like the advancement is continuing forward. Yeah. And I mean, who knows what the future holds? Like, I know right now there's Richard Branson. You probably heard about this. Like, he went to space, which is, and now they're like offering people to go to space, like just orbit around or whatever.
Some billionaires boys club, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think eventually you'll get down to the price where like anybody can go, like a regular airplane ticket. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also, if you travel in space, let's say you go in a plane up to space, you can get to the other side of the country, I mean, the other side of the world in, much less time.
Yeah, because
it's like
I believe it's
4-hour trip then.
The speed is 18,000 miles per hour or meters per second. I don't know the exact thing, but yeah, that's probably gonna come up soon.
I mean, humans should be spreading to other planets. Do
you think that's
because we inherently spread? We spread from back when Native Americans and folks came here to America.
Yeah.
We
but
just
it's
spread.
only been on the Earth.
Keep on spreading.
That's the thing. Like, now, first off, like, for me personally, I probably won't go to Mars, but if
me neither.
If I can't even the next generation,
I can't even go on a roller coaster on Knott's Berry Farm.
I know, and
why would I want to go on a rocket ship?
yeah. I'd probably go to the one that Richard Branson did, just like up there, and it wasn't even that much of a G-force because they weren't going straight up, but like that's okay for me. Like, if I see the Earth, we're just floating up there. But to go to Mars, I'm pretty sure it takes like a month's month's travel distance, and you just had to live on this rocket until then, and then you had to hope everything goes well.
Rocket,
like, it's literally everything. One
of the most dangerous, probably.
Like, if one thing fucks up, you're done.
Yeah, somebody forgets to tighten a bolt on your space, shuttle, and you explode.
Yeah, and you can't go anywhere. Like, over here, when I guess humans were traveling the Earth, like, there were some, like, you could go back to a village, or like you could find people. Yeah. Or there's nothing. Like, what are you gonna do? Go back? Like, I
mean, you can't go back. Turn around.
Yeah. That's not gonna work.
It's crazy. But yeah, we should be spreading to other planets.
Yeah, it's a risk, but it could be a high reward as well.
We also have to walk on our planet here, though, because I don't want to go to Mars and the moon and stuff like that, and planet here is just destroyed like Wall-E. Remember Wall-E?
Yeah, Wall-E.
Freaking trash all over the place.
It was like a spaceship, right? A big ass spaceship.
It was a big spaceship, and all the Americans and people got fat on it because they were drinking milkshakes all day. Yeah,
they just kept them
fat,
comfortable,
and happy, and comfortable.
Yeah, that's all it was. And then they're like, "Well, fuck, you just like left the Earth completely to
just die."
Yeah, but I don't think it'll work that way. Like, the Earth itself, I think it'll, like, with or without.
The Earth will continue on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A blimp on the Earth's timeline, much less the universe's timeline.
That's what I always say to people. Like, people keep on saying save the Earth. Like, no, the Earth is here.
It's gonna be fine. It's humanity.
The humanity. Yeah. That's the biggest.
That's the problem.
And every other living organism that
all the other animals. I mean, I love gorillas. I love polar bears. I love whales. But all of them are dying because we kill them, or we
do stupid shit.
We do bad stuff. Humans will.
But there's also some animals, like, I had a marine biologist on 2 weeks ago, I believe.
Oh yeah.
And he said there's a lionfish in off of Florida and all of Atlantic, and those lionfish are actually an invasive species.
Invasive species are thriving, yeah.
Yeah, and it was brought over. I believe, I forget either the Philippines. I believe somewhere in the Philippines it was brought over into Atlantic, and now they're fucking like going crazy, and they're repopulating like crazy, and they're venomous fish too. I believe they have 7 tentacles, like, or not tentacles, but like things on them,
like spikes.
These spikes, yeah. And if you get touched by one of that, like you could end up in the hospital basically. Like it won't kill you, but
that's no fun.
It's painful.
Invasive species are a big problem too.
Yeah, and so he was saying like that they're allowing you to hunt that fish. You
should
like,
be able to
as many as you want. Like just go out and fucking kill as many as you can.
I don't think hunters should be hunting wolves and grizzly bears and stuff because they're not overpopulating. The populations are still struggling here for the most part. You know what I mean?
I know there's a deer problem.
Yeah,
and shit like that.
As a human hunter, go out and hunt. You know, like I know there's pig problems. In
hogs,
Texas, wild hogs throughout the South actually, and then you can go out and hunt them. Yeah, because they want you to kill them. They pay you to kill them, and it should be that way.
I know.
You know, you deal. Hogs, those anacondas in Florida, you know, that just kill everything and destroy. Hunt them.
Yeah,
you know
those
what I mean?
You should be able to
hunt them. Those you should hunt them all day long. I'm okay with that. Kill them. Not meant to be ill.
The hogs, like I heard on Joe Rogan's podcast that they like repopulate like crazy.
Oh, crazy!
Like, I think they could reproduce at 6 months or something crazy like that. 3 or 6 months
of like 10 you know, piglets or whatever.
It's crazy. And so things like that they should try to control. And I mean, we do like stupid shit, like we overfish like so many fish that it's crazy.
Oh, those fish in the I remember taking the SAT test, and one of the questions is about a fish that is overpopulating like the lakes. And then I watched later on, I'm like, oh, I remember that from the SAT. I was watching like 60 Minutes or something like that, and they were talking about the same fish, and I'm like, it's the same asshole fish that's they eat all the fish in the lake and the biggest fish there, and they destroy everything.
Yeah, and it's the lack of balance is really what happens.
There's no predator,
and it's pretty much our fault. Like we bring them in.
We bought that fish to do because we made the man-made lakes, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, what are we gonna stock the lake with? We want some fish that looks big for when people catch it. They put that fish in there, and the fish somehow jumped to the river, got into another lake, and now they're making their way towards all populating all the lakes in the East Coast, basically.
That's crazy.
And destroying all the trout and native, trout and bass and stuff like that.
Yeah, stuff that isn't supposed to be there somehow gets in.
Yeah, and kills them all.
Yeah. And even in Australia, I think there's like a big fence there.
Australia has a problem with invasive species too.
They built a fence, I believe, to keep out the dingoes, right? Like there's, I forget exactly what they are. Like they're like foxes or like some type of mammal hunting. And so I think it's the biggest fence in the world. Like just they created one fucking fence bigger than the Great Wall of China, just to like divide like half the country. That's one side has the dingoes, the other side doesn't
have the dingoes.
Yeah, and so the dingoes, their main like food that they eat is kangaroos.
Oh
right?
No!
And so one side has no
tons
kangaroos, like just tons of
no
dingoes, like fucking kangaroos are pretty much extinct on that side, and then the other side,
it's all kangaroos.
Yeah, all kangaroos. Fucking, they're like going into people's houses and shit. Close encounters. It's crazy.
Bro, Australia is crazy though. The animals there, man.
I know.
Spiders like this big.
Really, this big?
Yeah, bro. I saw a picture. It was a spider like the size of a pizza.
What the heck?
I mean, and it was crawling up a tree. I'm like, it's bigger than the tree.
Dude, I've never even seen that.
Yeah.
Bro, if I saw that, I would just shit my pants.
I mean, I'm okay with bugs, Like, okay, I see a spider. Oh, cool. I don't want to go touch it, obviously.
Yeah.
But, oh, cool. I'm not going to
And pretty much everything's like kind of poisonous. Like,
yeah, but
you never
everything
know.
is just, nah. I'm sure that spider wouldn't kill you, but I wouldn't want to have that spider like next to me or anything like that.
I mean, I've been to Australia when I was like really little.
Yeah.
I think like second grade I went, which is like 12, 13, or no, less than that, like 8 years old. And then I went to the zoo and shit like that. So it was in a controlled environment.
Yeah.
And you get to see, like, I even fed kangaroo, like, they were small little things. And then when I got older, I started to realize, like, dude, they have so much shit, like, so many animals just roaming around.
Well, Australia was, we used to have big mammals, you know? So Africa has the big mammals, right? And some of Asia has the big mammals. Big cats, big, you know, elephants, big giraffes, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The big mammals, you know. America used to have the big mammals like literally 300 years ago.
Really?
Well, I mean, we have the bison, obviously, but they're not even close to the size of an elephant or giraffe, you know what I mean?
But bigger than
you know, I mean,
right
like
now.
big, you know, big mammals, right? And we killed them all, you know what I mean? We hunted.
Yeah.
And we killed them. And we killed what they were eating, so then they died, you know, stuff like that. Sad. Really sad when you think about it.
And it's just like change. Now we just had to adapt to whatever the circumstances. And that's all you could do is whatever is happening now. I mean, it's good to learn the history though, like of why and how this stuff happens. Like that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, you need to know the history.
If you don't understand like why this happens, and then of course history always repeats itself, like because people don't understand.
People don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's basically ignorance, like the lack of knowing. Like if they knew that this would cause this,
don't want to know.
Yeah, if this would cause this, then of course they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But they just think of whatever is gonna benefit them in this short term period, and then they just do it, and then we're fucked. Like that's all. That's what happens. Yeah. Damn.
I mean, I'm no exception to that. I eat beef and I eat chicken. You know, I don't eat organic chicken.
But I don't think like anybody who, like, a person who eats like only vegetarian.
You're not necessarily a bad person because you eat meat. You're not, you know. And
if other people are eating meat too, like if everybody decides not to eat meat, like then the meat, like the chickens and shit will overpopulate and the cows and all the
not
other
necessarily. Shit. If you choose, like I keep on telling my family and stuff, I'm like, I want to eat clean meat that was,
like local,
not cows that will in a stockyard, you know, where they're all next to each other and it's 5,000 cows the size of this probably office building, you know what I mean? Just sprout.
Crazy.
Land, you know, and it's like, gross. It's not even cool to eat. That's the meat you get at In-N-Out up from Harrow's Ranch off the 5 stockyards, you know. Cows just right next to each other, 1, 2, you know.
Yeah, just waiting to be slaughtered.
To be slaughtered, and then you get as fat as possible, and they give them tons of antibiotics to get them fat and fat and fat, and then we eat it, you know.
Yeah,
I eat that, you know. I go to In-N-Out and eat, you know. I would like to go buy the more expensive cows and the ones that all
treated better. Yeah.
They're out in the field. They eat the wild grass, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah. It's a better not only for the animal, but
free range.
Better for I think it's better for you too.
Yeah.
Like,
it tastes better too.
Yeah. It tastes better. On Joe Rogan talks about this a lot. He says like he hunts his meat. Cause he saw a documentary and it was like, he saw.
I don't know
like
how Joe Rogan shoots a bow. He's only like 5'3", and the bow's probably bigger than him. Though
he's strong as fuck. But like I was saying, he saw a documentary like what you were saying, these slaughterhouses, and he's like, I can't eat. I either had to stop eating meat completely, or I had to hunt my own meat, and so he decided to hunt. Basically, at first he was using guns. Now he uses bows and arrows, and so. He hunts, I think, once or twice a year, goes to Montana and gets elk. And that's the meat he eats is like what he catches. And he says it's the meat itself gives him like, it's a different type of energy that you get when you eat like something that you hunted for, that you worked for, and also something that's wild. Like it's out there in the fucking woods and he's hunting it with his friends and shit. So, and it's big, it's elk or big animals. So it lasts like a whole year, 2 years, a year and a half.
Cause you can freeze meat.
Yeah. And freeze it. He has like freaking big commercial size freezers. And so that's what he eats. And it's more healthy. It's cleaner. Yeah. And he knows it's clean because he hunted it himself. And I know everybody's not going to hunt their own meat and shit, but if you can find some areas, like you said, like the farmer's market or like whatever.
Yeah. Go eat organic, local free area, range, stuff like that.
Then it's not only better for the animal, but also for you.
Environment, animals, and for you. You know?
Everybody wins that way. Yeah.
Everybody. It's just expensive.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Money, again.
But if it's worth it to you, then you could do it. Yeah, it's a lot of problems, but it's cool. It's cool. But I want to talk about sports cards. I know we were talking about it. On the ride over here. You got into it big
time.
What made you, or what inspired you to get into it?
Well, I know Gary Vee is super into it,
Yeah.
Like I think all last summer he was all into I bought my Michael Jordan Fleer PSA 10.
Pokemon cards.
It's $100,000 now, and then I think in February they sold for $700,000. Now they're back down to $300,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I just saw that there's a value. It's an alternative investment. You know what I mean? Like I invest in the stock market. I didn't really get into crypto too much.
Yeah.
Just because Bitcoin kind of passed me by.
Plus, it dropped from 60,000 to 30,000.
Yeah. I probably would have invested in Bitcoin, but because that's I think one or two cryptocurrencies are going to be the ones that survive and explode, right? And then there's going to be a few other ones that don't. And we'll just crash, and all these people that invested
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. Yeah. I mean,
the meme coin.
Bro, it dropped Elon Musk didn't hype it up on SNL when it came on. It dropped 300%.
I know it's crazy. I personally don't understand how it goes up and down.
It's all speculation.
Yeah, it's speculation.
I mean, that's what the stock market is. Yeah. It's all speculation.
Speculation. I mean, that's how GameStop, you heard a few months ago.
It's the same exact thing in sports cards too.
Yeah.
It's
the more people that hype it up, the more value people give to it, the more value it is on the market.
I invest a lot in vintage sports cards, so that'd be pre-1980s.
1980s. Okay.
So I got some 1970s basketballs. I got a 1949 Bowman football set.
Damn.
Stuff like
is
that.
It's all packaged and laminated?
No. It's the set. It's a set of cards. And then it's a full set. And I put them
pack.
on top. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What else? I invest in vintage just because I like old stuff too. And
is that usually higher in value, or it depends?
Yeah, the most recent sale was there was a Babe Ruth just sold for $4.3 million.
Yeah. Damn.
So PSA is a grading company, so they grade your cards and say what condition it's in. So it was a PSA 9 out of 10, right? And it was the only Babe Ruth in PSA 9, right? So that's why somebody wanted a bit, Babe Ruth.
There's no PSA 10 for that.
No PSA 10.
Okay.
But they're all. I saw a clip as somebody was driving, I think through Manhattan, but they had an armored vehicle convoy because they had a PSA 10 Mickey Mantle rookie card with them. That card's probably that's probably a $40 million card.
40 million,
something like that. It's definitely in the tens of millions.
I know,
because I think a PSA 9 just. The most recent sell was a 5.2 million.
Wow.
So
that's the thing with art and just that kind of investment is it's based on other people's value that they put onto it.
Based on who, speculation and value.
Yeah. If you
it's
have
not so much for vintage, it's who collects it. People collect that.
Yeah. Vintage. If they see that this whatever they're buying is gonna go up because or they just want it. I don't know what the reason is.
The stock market was super crazy, right? During the pandemic and stuff. So it was going up and down every single day. You'd say, oh shit, I'm up, 200%. And then the next day, oh shit, I'm down 500%. You know what I mean? Whatever. People wanted something else to invest their money in. That's, that's kind of what
And
happened to me.
I think it's more accessible too, right? For a lot of people.
I enjoy going and watching basketball.
Yeah.
And I would like to go buy, I have a Luka Doncic, rookie, right? It's every time I go watch Luka Doncic, I kind of feel like, oh, I have a piece of Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And that's kind of what
In
NFTs
theory.
are, right? Like the new
kind
NFTs.
of. NFTs are a little different.
It's like a digital thing, not physical.
It's digital. I like to hold stuff in my hand.
That's what I'm thinking. Like everybody keeps saying, like, hey, you could just screenshot whatever it is, and it's true. Like that, it's there. Yeah. Like you could just screenshot whatever it is.
Now I own the screenshot of that NFT, and it's like
anybody could screenshot it. Anybody could screen record whatever video it is.
Just take a picture,
Whatever. And so for that, like, it's basically just that you're certified that you own it, that you own that thing.
Whatever the original code is.
But I don't think it's the same experience as you actually owning. Like if you say this is a one of one card, and
me going into my safe or into my vault and pulling out, my baseball card or basketball card and saying, hey, this is a one of one, Michael Jordan autograph card, right?
Yeah,
that feels good. You know? It feels good. I can go show it off to you.
And people, I think more people right now like respect that bet more than just like a fucking screenshot of the same exact thing.
They're totally different things. Not that NFTs are bad, but I think there's definitely a lot of scams in that too. Whereas you can't get scammed too much with something physical. You know what I mean? Like, you can buy on eBay and buy a baseball card on eBay and then don't get it shipped to you. But you can still get your money back with that. With an NFT, it's kind of different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you pay in crypto.
And I think it's
like
still
that.
too young.
It's so new.
Yeah, it's new.
Now, it's not bad to get into something new, but you also
there's
might
a risk.
Get screwed over on a few things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's good that there's the like opportunity. I know for artists and shit, like graphic designers, people who do digital art, they can now like basically put their art for sale and people could buy it using NFTs.
No, I mean, that's totally cool, but I'm okay with, it's not for me.
Yeah, same. Not right now. Right now for me at all. But I'm not much like of a collector guy because like I know it's a good like investment and stuff, but like I for me it's not enjoyable. But like for the people that do enjoy it, I could see why it's enjoyable.
No, I
like you research the stuff.
It's definitely been fun.
You talk about it.
Get away during the pandemic and just kind of research values and research.
Because now it's a big like group too. Like it's gotten popular. More people are talking about it.
Cool. You know what I mean? It should be that way. People should have something else another hobby. It's always cool.
And it used to be popular, I believe, like in the 80s, 90s.
In the 80s and 90s. Yeah. That's called the junk racks era. Because these companies, it got super popular, right?
Yeah.
And these companies just printed the shit out of these products. So, Ken Griffey Jr., right?
Yeah, yeah.
So his rookie card is, in a PSA 10, it's like $1,200, $1,500, something like that, right? But guess how many of it's really hard to get a PSA 10, right? But his raw, just base rookie card, thousands and thousands of them all over the place.
They just printed
I can go on eBay
of
right now and I'll show you probably them for like $10-15.
Damn. So they basically
because they just printed the hell out of it. You know what I mean?
A bunch of it. That's what they're doing with money right now too. They just did that shit.
Anytime they, these companies back in the 80s and 90s saw an opportunity to make a bunch of a product and therefore make a lot of money because these people are still buying it.
Yeah. And that's why you think it fell off like
it fell off because
the 2000s.
Yeah, people are like, well, there's so many of this thing, it's not special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now stuff's you can get numbered, one of ones, stuff out of 50,
Yeah. Because now it's gotten recirculated, some have gotten destroyed or whatever.
Stuff's gotten destroyed. That's why vintage that's why I like vintage. They're not, there wasn't oval, so that's pre-80s, like pre-1985, I would say is vintage. It's not overproduced.
Do the companies now, like what Luka Doncic and like stuff, do they overproduce their shit or?
Kind of. From 1980 to the mid 1990, from 1985 86, 87 to 1995. That's the junk rack sale.
Yeah.
That's when everything was kind of junk. You know what I mean?
They printed too much.
The rookie cards and stuff were still okay investment pieces.
Yeah.
You know, but there's so much of them. And then you go into the 2000s, right? And that's LeBron's rookie year. You got in the late 90s is Kobe rookie. You know, Kobe rookie cards, insane price. LeBron rookie cards, insane. You know, you're looking at that, and the population's all a lot lower on that, which is good. And then now you're getting into from kind of 2019 on, so these companies are starting to produce a lot more again. So you might
see another drop.
You might see another drop soon, probably maybe in the next couple years. Couple years of a drop in value.
Mm-hmm. But then the cycle continues.
But guess what?
Though,
the same thing happens again, and then guess what? 10 years from now, these cards that I put in, you know, let's say I bought a card for $1,000, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's worth $20,000 or $40,000 down the line. You know what I mean?
Damn. What's the best investment that you've made? Like, if you can name it, or if you want to.
Well, I buy from a lot of auction sites or estate sales. I go to estate sales and stuff. So I buy, you know, basketball lots, and I bought a Walter Payton rookie card. That's like a PSA 9. And I think they go for like 10 to, you know, 50,000.
50,000.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that, because his PSA 10 is like $120,000.
Yeah. And but over time, it might like keep on going up.
It might keep on going up because more and more people are going to want that.
Damn. Does it depend a lot on the player itself?
Yeah.
Like,
well, Walter Payton is an all-time football running back. You know what I mean?
So people.
He's like Barry. When you think of a great football running back, you think of Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, and Emmitt Smith. You know.
Yeah. And so whatever, like we said, whatever people value and put value to, it goes up.
Know, it's just somebody also vintage is it's a collector buys that card, right? They're not going to sell it. You know what I mean? Because they collect it. Yeah. So that means the population that's available to buy
goes down. When the demand is.
So supply goes down, but there's always somebody else that wants that card. So demand keeps on going up. Yeah. And up and up and up.
Basic economics there.
That's basic economics.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy that a piece of cardboard can be worth $5,000.
It's literally a piece of cardboard with the picture on it, and somebody believes that it's that valuable to put that much money into it.
Yeah. It's cool, but it's different.
Yeah. It's weird though, like how money has changed over time. Like it used to be like seashells and shit like that, gold, and then now just paper money.
Gold's also a good investment.
Yeah. I know you were into that. I know back in high school.
Back in high school, I was buying gold and silver all the time, man.
Are you still big on that, like making those investments?
I haven't. I put way too much money into sports cards and baseball and football cards and basketball cards, but I still believe. I still buy some silver. I still buy some gold every once in a while. Yeah. It's definitely a good investment. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah. The only thing you can go wrong with is if they find, I'm fucking screwed if they find a big cache of gold somewhere. You know what I mean? These miners up in Alaska. Oh shit, we just struck the mother load of gold.
Really? They're mining?
Yeah, they still mine in Alaska.
Damn.
Yeah, they mine in Alaska. They mine in, not in California too much, but some places in the States, and South America.
What was it, 1849? Everybody came here.
The 49ers.
49ers. That was crazy. Like, I can't even imagine, like, you're in, let's say, like, in the Midwest somewhere. You hear about this shit.
You hear about,
you leave everything you have.
The thing is these guys didn't make too much money.
Yeah.
So many of them lost money. It's all.
I know, you leave everything you have, your family, all your belongings. You go somewhere you've never been.
Travel across the country.
And it's not even like safe, right?
Yeah,
like
it's not a safe travel still.
Yeah, and then
so no planes or train, automobiles and stuff like that.
Wagon, or you walk. I don't know what you do.
Well, I mean, there was trains, but really there wasn't like a transcontinental railroad until after that.
Yeah, and so when you got there, and it's not like easy finding gold, right? No. Like it's like small little bits of pieces that you find.
You have to Bro, when I was in 4th grade, we had to learn about California's history, right?
Yeah.
But my mom took me up to Sacramento, and I kind of learned about the history there because she thought it'd be a fun trip, and it was. But we did a little gold mining, Tough.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
especially with like the pans and shit.
Nah.
Yeah, that's not.
And it's so unlucky if you like can get gold at all,
Yeah, it was probably tough, but I think that's one of the main reasons why the state is so popular, or like populous, right? Is because everybody
moved
here, and then now like this the first year where the population decreased.
Well, also
crazy.
California had a lot of had oil resource too. Yeah, SoCal, all the way up from SoCal to the valley was all
oil refineries and shit.
Oil derricks and oil rigs and stuff like that.
Damn. And then now it's like just full of cities and people.
Now it's just all people, and we make products now and stuff like that.
Disneyland.
California's cool. It's definitely a cool place to live.
Yeah. People shit on it all the time though. Like just people from out of state, they have their points, like expenses, taxes, whatever.
It's
but like that
to live.
But it's just like we got the great weather all year round. Like that's for me the like biggest thing out of everything.
Like, what, 80 something today?
Yeah,
and it's 100 and something just in Arizona.
I know. For me,
120. Like
there that much of a discrepancy. Like I think you probably know more than me because you live in Arizona. But like, does it get really cold in Arizona during the winter time? Yeah,
like it snowed in Tucson 2 years ago.
Damn, snowed. So like, see that type of discrepancy in weather, like over here, especially in this region. I don't know about like Northern California and stuff, but here in Southern California, it's mostly mild, same. It's like all around.
It maybe gets up to 100 something in the summer.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then it stays and maybe gets down to the low 60s in the winter.
Yeah,
great place to live.
Yeah,
taxes are high, but other than that, I wouldn't.
Yeah, if you could just like afford living here, just the environment, the nature, the people
are nice.
Yeah, everything here. I mean, I've grown up here my whole life, so I really can't say anything about other states. Because I haven't lived there. Like I've traveled to a bunch of states, and
me too.
Like there's nothing against other states. Like Arizona, beautiful. Yeah. Like there's even in the East Coast, New York, like Connecticut, they're great states to be a part of and experience. But this is what I call home. Like this is it.
I wouldn't choose it.
Yeah. All right, should we wrap it up here? It's getting fucking hot, for us.
It's getting hot in this room, dog. You go windows, man. No AC, dog.
We're here. We usually record the podcast in the morning, but today I was a little
sweating under here.
Yeah, dude. I was busy in the morning, so we're here in the afternoon, and it is hot as balls in this office. It's crazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation, and thank you, Michael, for coming on, taking the time.
It's been since we did the Zoom back in May, and now it's
I know the Zoom that was like one of the first times I did Zoom it was with you, and I didn't even know like how to do
audio
anything.
Quality was trash. And stuff like
I didn't know anything. Like I remember you had to go into a different room because I heard static and shit. Like it was wild. Luckily, the pandemic slowing down here.
Hopefully this Delta variant stays away. People need to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Go out and get vaccinated if you haven't been.
Yeah.
What's stopping you?
I don't know. Nothing. I mean, whatever their beliefs are, like, I don't know.
I mean, fine. If you have a religious belief, fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise than that, it's for health reasons, fine. Otherwise, go get vaccinated. What's stopping you?
Yep. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.